Britain is not driving on the wrong side of the road, and I'm going to tell you why. This is part 1 of my new series, Pretty Smart, where I talk about anything and everything, but make it fun and girly. To start, the custom of driving on the left pre-existed cars by a very long time, and Britain eventually made the custom law. The most commonly repeated explanation for this is that most people were right-handed, but it doesn't really make sense because the whole world, most people are right-handed. The idea is that most people were right-handed and travelling on the left meant that they could keep their sword in their right hand closer to an approaching stranger. And it also made mounting a horse from the left side safer, which was the typical easy way to get on a horse. I'm not a horse rider, I don't completely know, but apparently it's easier to get on from the left. So it made that safer because they would be getting on from the side, not from the middle of the road. And that is what is commonly spoken about. But why then does everybody not drive on the left? So they are plausible explanations. However, many historians disagree or say there isn't actually evidence. What we do know is that as horse and carriage traffic increased, Britain needed to make sure that everybody was on the same side of the road, for safety obviously. So in the kind of first major way this was put in place was that by law in 1756 everybody had to travel on the left side of the road when crossing London Bridge. So it wasn't initially implemented everywhere all at once. In 1835 the Highway Act was then put in place and formally established the left-hand rule as law across the United Kingdom. When cars arrived, they then simply followed this already existing rule. But continental Europe moved towards the right. So why? The French Revolution and Napoleon's conquests did help shape right-hand travel, but saying Napoleon single-handedly changed it is an oversimplification of what happened. There was obviously a lot of different things involved in that change, and it wasn't purely Napoleon. However, Britain was never forced to adapt and change with them because it was an island, so it wasn't like people were just driving on through to the UK and crashing into people when they got there. Britain then spread its left-hand driving through the British Empire, which is why there are some places who do drive on the left still. The biggest ones are obviously Australia, New Zealand, and South Africa. So really the question isn't actually around whether we drive on the correct side, it's why everybody else switched, because originally everybody was driving on the same side as us and they changed. We're still driving on the same side of the road that everybody was originally driving on. This is Pretty Smart, my new series where I talk about random things and try and make it fun and girly. And if you'd love to follow along, I would love to have you. Please give me a follow. I also do Pretty in Politics, which is like a girly summary of current affairs, and I'm trying to do that like twice a week at the moment as well.